Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Blow Daz.
And Gaynor.
Right, before we start, if Patreon's your thing and you like watching additional content, got a Patreon channel, links in the description. What we show on there is got full watch-alongs to Modern Family. I think what we up to on Modern Family about episode 15. Like 15 episodes
15,
about,
yeah. 15,
and we've got Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And we've also got Seinfeld.
We do.
All watch-alongs to them. We also do a little bit of quizzing on there and fun and games.
Yeah.
Loads of stuff on there. It's all for $3 a month. So £3, is it £3 or $3? $3 a month, yeah. So if that's your thing, head over there.
Yeah.
10 moments filmed seconds before disaster.
I love stuff like this.
Yeah, it's I watch on, I think it's on Twitter. I follow some of these things like 1 second before disaster. There's some real bad ones on there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't think these will be as bad as what I see on there, because some of them are like, people getting run by train and stuff like by train and things like that. And it's just like, whoa. And
I wonder how often people have come close to death.
I always wonder about how many times someone's going to murder you.
Yeah.
You know, you're walking down the street, someone's hid in the bushes.
Yeah.
Or, because there's many times I've walked down the street late at night and I've heard like crackling coming from a bush and I thought, is that a fox or a cat, or is that someone just waiting thinking, no, not him.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the next one.
Well, I got in a taxi, didn't I? I got a taxi to go home, and halfway home he said to me, you do know I'm not a taxi, right? That's when you sober up very quick.
Yeah. That's when you need to realise you're a dope. Anyway, 10 moments filmed seconds before disaster. Let's go.
From a freak flood at a dam in Colombia that sent workers running for their lives, and a trucker in the Amazon rainforest who thought he could cross this rickety bridge, to a violent tornado in Meridian, Mississippi that tore the roof off the neighbor's house, and a group of Russian teenagers who learned why you shouldn't throw bricks at buildings. Here are 10 moments filmed seconds before disaster.
Yeah, it'd be good, this.
Yeah.
The port of Barcelona is one of the busiest passenger ports in Europe. The city itself is a transport hub across the continent. The international airport is right around the corner, and high-speed rails can take you through France and the rest of Europe. On Halloween of 2018...
This isn't one where the cruise ship hits the gantry crane, is it?
I don't know.
I remember hearing about one where a cruise ship hit a gantry crane, and the gantry crane, it kind of had a bit of a domino effect. I'm not sure with Barcelona though. Let's see.
An Italian ferry loaded with cars and passengers tried to dock near the port. A storm picked up on the water, causing the ferry to veer off course. Unfortunately, it veered straight into a loading crane.
See a guy leg it. See that, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's an expensive mistake. Wow.
A small fire starts where the crane lands. Soon, a thick cloud of black smoke rises into the air. It only takes 30 seconds for the fire to get worse. Meanwhile, the ferry slowly backs away, as if saying, nothing to see here. The crane it knocked over was carrying 6 containers full of highly flammable cargo. It took the local fire department several hours to extinguish the blaze. Thankfully, nobody got hurt in the crash, and the fire caused minimal damage.
Yeah. I thought it was a domino effect on the cranes, which might have been proper.
Amazonas is the largest state in Brazil. As you can guess, it was named after the Amazon River and rainforest. Most of the state is a tropical jungle with a few small cities and towns scattered throughout. Driving around Amazonas isn't very easy. Most travel is done by boat or plane, but some truck drivers must brave the dangerous journey. They have to cross plenty of rickety bridges along the way, like this one, somewhere in the middle of the jungle.
No chance. I wouldn't even walk on that.
He used to fasten his buttons as well.
Vai
I want to
tranquilo,
see
né?
that.
Falou, Júnior. Obrigado, hein, cara. Show de bola aí.
Oh, no. This is one from the start, isn't it? Showing.
Yeah.
No chance.
Why would you?
Look at the camber in it as well.
Wow.
No chance.
You're going to do it fast.
I don't know, he's gone.
Puta que pariu.
You can't park there, mate.
Now what do? It's not like you can get a tow truck out there anytime soon. Our poor driver probably had to harness his inner Spider-Man to climb out of the truck. Look at how high that cab is off the ground. And we're not sure what these guys were talking about before the bridge collapsed. If we had to guess, it was probably something like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah,
we
this
can't
ain't gonna
imagine
work.
they had many other options. Standard advice would tell you to find another way around. But when there's only one bridge, you might have to risk it for the biscuit.
He was nearly there as well.
Yeah, you have to do it fast.
I'm not sure.
Now, if you're into 19th century American history, Meridian, Mississippi is the place to be. It's the 7th largest city in the state and home to about 35,000 people. It was so crucial to the South during the Civil War that General Sherman burned most of it to the ground. But Meridian got back on its feet and became a modern hub for travel and industry in Mississippi. Then, on April 14th of 2018, a powerful EF2 tornado tore through Meridian like General Sherman did back in the day. It uprooted trees, ripped apart power lines, and tore the roof off this.
I don't know how the tornado rating works. Someone's gonna have to let us know in the I'll have to Google it. Is it EF5? Is that if it goes up higher than like to 5? Is that the most powerful one?
Well, we watched
Like, 'cause you know, like-
an EF5 one, so that is very, very powerful.
Yeah, because I think like I know like hurricanes are categorized into
Yeah.
like I think 5 is the most powerful hurricane.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, I don't know how tornadoes work, so I don't know if an EF2's, I don't know if 1's the worst or 5's the worst.
5's the worst.
5's the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
This poor person's house.
Oh, debris in the garden.
Yeah.
Though.
The storm touched down around 11 a.m., with winds blowing at 115 miles per hour. The tornado tracked an 8.5-mile path of destruction through Meridian. It also caused $1 million worth of damage to homes and infrastructure. 911 calls were coming in faster than the city could handle. Once the storm passed, Public Safety Director Doug Steffens asked those without damage to check on their neighbors. Hopefully, our cameraman hustled next door to make sure his neighbors were okay.
Yeah.
On February 16th of 2019, a Lion Air plane took off from the airport in Jakarta, Indonesia, en route to the island of Borneo. What was supposed to be an up-and-down 90-minute flight quickly turned into a harrowing experience when the plane flew through a heavy rainstorm. The plane tried landing at Supadio International Airport, a regional hub servicing international flights. One passenger decided to film the landing as the plane braved the violent storm.
I think he's going to hydroplane.
I think it is. Doesn't seem to be going any slower, does it?
No.
While it looks like the plane landed safely, this was only seconds before it skidded off the runway. There were
wonder what to do there.
182 passengers on board the plane when it veered into the muddy
climb down the
grass.
wing.
Thankfully,
emergency.
nobody got hurt, and everyone made it off safely.
You've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I always think when we're driving down the runway, imagine if we just skid off now. Like, and I know where, you paid attention to what the stewardess has been saying about getting off first. Remember when that Indian guy was sat next to me on the emergency exit? And she says, excuse me, sir? And he's like just staring at her. And she said, you realise you're on an emergency exit, so you realise the responsibilities of managing the door. And he went, sorry? And I went, don't worry about it, I've got it. Don't worry about him, he'll be out the way.
Clambering over him.
He'll be out the way. I looked at him and I thought, there's no way I'm trusting him to be in charge of that door. He'd be straight out of the way.
All the flights I've been on, I always listen and watch and know like how
Yeah, I
to
read the
do
card.
it.
I always read the card and find out where the closest emergency exit is
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff because I know I'm first off that plane.
When you can hear people yapping behind you, I feel like turning around and going, just pay attention.
I mean, we've all heard it before. Everyone's heard it before, but it's always good to know.
You panic when it happens.
Yeah. But I always think when I'm terracing down the runway, just sort of like skid off to the side now and like, and then everyone's got to get off, and see what a big ball of flame, and then you're like, yeah, I'm off.
Well, I don't want to do that.
According to Reuters, Lion Air is the market leader in Indonesia. They had 11 safety incidents between 2002 and 2019. In fact, they crashed a Boeing 737 MAX in October of 2018, leading to the worst day in Lion Air history. A spokesperson said visibility on the 16th had met landing requirements.
I think I've flown Lion Air as well. Yeah, to Indonesia when I went to, where did I go? Jakarta, was it?
Who did we fly with when we went to
I've been on some dodgy airline, Dragon Air or someone like that. We sailed to Bintan, went on the boat.
Yeah, but we flew there first.
Singapore, we flew. Singapore.
But was it not Lion Airlines that we flew with? I recognised Lion Airlines.
Yeah, I think I've flown Lion Air. Just can't remember where to. But I've flown Dragon Air as well. I remember when I got my ticket for Dragon Air, I was like, you're having a laugh. I'm definitely going to get that wish of terracing down the runway and falling off the end.
Controlled demolitions aren't as easy as blowing something up or knocking something over. There's a ton of math involved to ensure buildings and towers fall in the intended direction.
seen one of
When they
those?
don't,
No.
they can cause
Pretty
some
cool.
serious damage. On May 22nd of 2013, a German demo crew arrived to tear down an old smokestack. They hooked some steel cable around the top and tied the other end to a truck. You can tell where they cut part of the tower so it'd fall toward the parking lot. Unfortunately, the smokestack had other ideas.
I won't be that close anyway. Unlike the Germans to get it wrong. Oh, mate. No. I'm not having that. Car's parked there and you're messing around with something that big and the cars are parked right underneath it.
But it's supposed to go the other way, isn't it?
I don't give a
You're not
shit.
expecting
Move
to
it
go that
for a
way.
whole
But
vicinity around it.
This clown in the blue coat doesn't even flinch.
That's just
Just
bad.
go back and just watch him.
Very,
He's just
it's very unlike.
along.
It's very unlike the Germans to get it wrong like
I'd be
this.
running like Speedy Gonzales.
What did he say?
Coincidentally, the crushed
He's
car
laughing.
belonged to the crew's foreman. Since he was in charge, you could say the entire accident was his fault. You can feel the awkwardness in the crowd as people move to inspect the damage. We imagine a few workers lost their jobs that day.
Yeah.
Our next demolition genius comes from Kamenka, Russia, a small town in the Penza Oblast. On March 14th of 2017, he and some buddies stumbled upon a dilapidated building and decided to have a little fun. They started throwing bricks at the weakened support column. It didn't take a fortune teller to see their future.
What idiots.
Kids though, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, but still.
Only in Russia.
Тоже, блядь, если его предать, я к ним бегу.
Laughing.
If you
Did a better job than the Germans, to be fair.
were wondering what Russian teenagers do for fun, this is it. They have no idea how much danger they're in. Once the support tower came down, the entire roof collapsed. Let this video be a lesson to you. If you ever come across a rundown building like this, don't throw bricks at it.
Jesus.
The Ituango Dam is an ongoing project on the Cauca River, about 110 miles north of Medellin, Colombia. It was almost done when disaster struck on April 28th of 2018. A massive landslide blocked a tunnel meant to divert the river's flow during construction. Since they were almost done, they'd already sealed 2 other tunnels meant for diverting water. This caused water levels to rise rapidly, triggering more landslides. The company in charge decided to flood the engine room on May 10th to relieve some of the pressure. Then, 2 days later, one of the tunnels gave way, leading to massive downstream floods.
Whoa, he was lucky there.
Floodwaters raced toward the downstream villages. Puerto Valdivia lost 59 homes, a school, and a healthcare center. The floods also displaced about 600 people. Things only got worse for the Ituango Dam project. Experts claim that there are renewed landslide risks from nearby mountains that could block the water intake tunnels. If those mountains gave way, it could compromise the entire project. Colombia wasn't taking any chances. Because of these risks, 24,000 people downstream from the dam were evacuated from their homes. You could call the Ituango project Colombia's cursed dam.
Not that.
Yeah.
Riyadh, also known as the Gardens, is the capital and largest city in Saudi Arabia. About 5 million tourists flock to Riyadh every year, making it the 49th most visited place on Earth. Meanwhile, 7.6 million call the city their home. One of those locals, an engineer named Abdullah Abu Habla, might be the luckiest guy in the city. He was walking down some parking garage steps when everything collapsed around him. In the video, you see Abdullah walking on the roof of the parking garage. Right as he turns into the stairwell, he said he felt a strong burst or air pressure. His engineering background told him something bad was about to happen, so he retreated up the stairs.
Whoa.
Sure enough, the entire structure collapsed around him. We end with this funny moment showing Abdullah standing with nowhere to go. Now, while he was okay, the collapsing garage caused severe damage to the cars, including his. So far, there are no reports about what caused the collapse. It remains a mystery to this day.
Shitty workmanship.
Probably.
Hurst, Texas is a densely populated city between Dallas and Fort Worth. About 40,000 people live within 10 square miles, meaning the houses are close together. On April 7th of 2018, Hurst made national news when a...
Have you noticed that most of them are 2018?
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened in 2018 all over the world that all these things were happening?
car crashed into a suburban home. The driver, Arnulfo Castro, was arrested for driving without a license. When police arrived to detain him, their cameras captured a near catastrophe.
Whoa.
The video ends there, but another officer's body camera captured the blast from a second angle.
Gas line explodes.
Do you think he's done that?
222 Hurst, you copy that? We explosion in the house.
Officer Travis Heiser is the man you see walking toward the house in the dashcam clip. He thanked divine intervention for saving his life that day. A finger pushed me away from the house. Otherwise, I would have been up on the wall, he told reporters later on. Arnulfo severed the house's gas line when he crashed into the den. We're not sure how long his car was parked in the living room before it went boom. Officers heard screaming coming from inside the house after the explosion. One man stumbled outside while first responders rushed in to rescue 2 other people. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured. The family started a GoFundMe page to pay for the damages.
Oh. Not that.
Yeah.
Lucky.
The USS Carl Vinson is a U.S. Navy Nimitz-class supercarrier. As of April 10th of 2023, it is docked in the Hawaiian Islands operations area for group sailing exercise. The carrier set sail in 1983 and was named after the late Georgia Senator Carl Vinson for his Navy contributions. In this old-school footage, a seasoned pilot takes off in his Grumman A-6 Intruder, an American all-weather attack plane. It seemed like a normal takeoff at first, but something went horribly wrong.
What was that? Oh my god.
That was him ejecting that explosion.
Our pilot reached the end of the bow and immediately realized something wasn't working. The plane wasn't responding to his inputs. No matter what he tried, she just wouldn't fly. Controls started screaming in his earpiece, "Climb, climb, climb," but there was nothing he could do. Climb, climb, climb became eject, eject, eject. And on the third eject, as the plane turned 90 degrees, our pilot pulled the handle, sending him and his navigator flying into the ocean. He was willing to accept his fate right then and there, but both miraculously survived.
Wow.
Due to spinal compression, our pilot claims he was an inch shorter when they pulled him out of the water. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, then be sure to click the link on...
Yeah, I enjoyed that video.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, it's like, it goes to show that how close you can come to
Yeah.
a disaster. I
know.
mean, proper disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, he got lucky in the plane there. You know these are super trained. They know
Yeah.
exactly what they need
You
to
seen
do.
that video where there's a woman just walking down the street and all of a sudden this massive tyre just comes flying towards her?
That's the one they want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took her out. That it's there's someone's where you just never know when it's your turn
No,
and it's
you don't. Your
when
time.
time's up. Yeah. But I really enjoyed that though. I
Yeah,
like watching
I
stuff
like
like
stuff
that. As you're
like
on the
that.
edge of the seat sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that gas explosion for the police, that cop was
Yeah,
really lucky.
Yeah, but
You know.
it's funny, he said he felt a finger pushing him back.
yeah.
I do believe in stuff like that.
Don't know, not sure. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Bye.